All right, welcome back to the 18th mile. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope it is being crushed, as always. So today we'll be chatting about just the first week of summary, how the runs went, how the training went, general thoughts, positives, negatives, what I'll continue doing in week two, what I hopefully will improve on in week two, and I guess just what to expect in terms of training for week two. So I think these weekly recap episodes will be good because one, as I try and document and try and remember how this whole process goes, these weekly reviews is a good way to look back and just analyze, honestly. A lot of the times we're just moving forward in life, moving forward with everything, and we forget to look back and we forget to periodically see what's working and what isn't working. And so hopefully these weekly episodes or recaps will help me sit down, see what's working, see what isn't working, and then by the time week 16 comes around, I have kind of refined my process and thrown out everything that doesn't work and have included everything in my toolbox that does work. So hopefully these weekly recaps will help me with that and maybe help you guys as well throughout your training or just the general principle of reviewing weeks. And honestly, I need to do that more in my general life and other areas like finances, social, professional, whatever it may be. I think this is useful for anything. But yeah, let's just start with training summary for the week. Big level overview. Day 1 was a little 3-mile easy with a push workout. Day 2 was a 6-mile run at an easy pace and a pull workout. Day 3 was a lovely interval section, and then I did some mobility and a walk later that evening. Day 4 was again easy 3 miles, and then a brutal leg gym session that night, which honestly today's Sunday and I'm still feeling a little bit. Day 5 is 4 miles of easy going with a walk and mobility. Day 6, easy rest day. All I did on day 6 was I did my knee recovery work, did a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and sat on the couch. It was beautiful. And then day 7, which is the day today that I'm recording, Sunday, 10-mile long run, beautiful run, ran past Buckingham Palace, Trafalgar Square, past the London Eye. Honestly, all these pretty cool spots. Weather was beautiful. It was just a great start to the Sunday morning and couldn't have asked for a better run. But yeah, before we go into more detail, I want to define some things. Interval training, I want to define is these are the kind of trainings where you run generally like a couple mile warm up or like 20-30 minute warm up jog, 2 miles or so, or 3.5 kilometers. And then after you get your warm up done, you do intervals at more intense paces. And the goal of these workouts is to improve your speed and slowly build up that speed as you build your base and all these other easy runs. And then after your intervals are done, you'll do like a 2-mile cool down. And again, this is to force you to run after you're already tired. And so it's just building that threshold and that base that you need once you have to run bigger distances. And then push pull legs. Legs are easy to define. You're doing a leg workout, squats, whatever it may be. Push. This is where all your lifts in your workout are pushing motion. So like any form of press, bench press, dumbbell press, shoulder press, anything like that. Also triceps, so you like tricep push downs and such. So those are generally like a push workout. Pull workout is probably more back focused, whereas a push is more chest. But pull workouts is, as the name defines, you're doing pulls. So pull ups, lat pull downs, rows. I guess dumbbell curls are through in here as well. And so those are like just general definitions. But yeah, let's get into it. Day 1, 3 miles. First run of the prep. Hyped up, as you know, always. Anything you do for the first time is going to have a lot of enthusiasm. It's actually very easy at the start because motivation is high. I haven't really had any setbacks, haven't really had any negative energy. So it's really easy to push through. So first run of the prep went well. 3 miles. New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, I just kind of chilled, didn't do much. I flew in from South Africa that day, so I was also pretty tired, so just kind of took it easy. So first day I was raring to go. So again, easy 3 mile run, solid 840 pace as the training calls for. And then I tried to find a gym. And apparently in London on New Year's Day, just about everything is closed, which I wasn't used to because I know at least in the States, the gyms I used to go to was open, but not in London. But luckily, Pure Gym, which is a gym chain in London, is open. And I was able to get a New Year's Day push day in. It was great because there were only 4 other people working out at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day. Probably because everyone else is recovering a little bit, which I don't blame them. That was me last year as well. New Year's Day can get to everyone. But yeah, great push day. Push-ups, chest presses, flies. Did some abs as well. And so just good general workout day. Great way to start 2024. Now day 2 was a easy 6 mile run, and that went very well. Initially, I thought of cutting it short and just doing like 4 miles at the 840 pace, and then doing the last 2 miles at a very easier pace. But I was also listening to a podcast between Andrew Huberman and David Goggins, and I think anyone who listens to David Goggins or just hears him speak, you tell yourself that you're not going to be short. So at mile 4, I told myself I'd be just a little wimp if I didn't run the whole 6 miles at the pace I was supposed to run. So I ran easy 6 miles at an 8:35 pace. Great workout. Got the pool day in as well after work. First day of work again, which we got to do. But great pool workout after that. Great pump. It just felt good. Now day 3 that's where it got a little bit harder. Just because easy runs are, like the definition say, very comfortable heart rate. You should be able to have a conversation while you're completing them. But interval runs, you're pushing yourself. Your heart rate's getting up there to like 170s, 180, like during these peaks of these intervals. And so day 3 of my intervals was to hit a goal pace of about a 6:30 minute a mile. And I actually have no idea what that is in kilometers, minutes a kilometer. Let's check. 6:30 minute mile to kilometers. Oh, so about a 4 minute kilometer pace. So that was at the intervals was 6 intervals of 400 meters with 200 meters recovery. So during these 400 meters, you had to hit a 6:30 minute mile pace or a 4 minute a kilometer pace. And that was a lot tougher than I thought it was. I was happy because actually my sixth split was actually my best split, which was really encouraging because at this point my legs were pretty tired and they were really exhausted. And so I was happy to be able to finish strong, even after running at that point probably about 3.5 miles off. So that's about 6 kilometers, 6.5 kilometers. And so to finish that last set really strongly felt really good. So yeah, that was interval day. 2 mile warm up, 6 intervals of 400 meters with 200 meter recovery run. Another cool 2 mile cool down after that, which was also very easy. But I guess that's also, as the name suggests, 2 mile easy. And then day 4, after intervals, you have an optional rest day. And the program says 0 to 3 miles of running, but I'm going to try and do 3 miles every Thursday. Just because I think that probably helps shake it out a little bit. So do like a 10-minute walk warm up, 15-minute walk warm up, and then hit that 3 mile run. And I did legs that evening. They were very fatigued during the morning run. I could feel the intervals. Um, but the leg day felt great. I think it's because I was eating the whole day and I was able to fuel up and almost give them a little rest throughout the day before I hit the weights. And then moving into day 5, 4 mile easy run. The legs were sore, obviously because I did leg day, and I had to do 4 miles on the treadmill, which wasn't great, but I was able to get it done. It's probably not my best run, honestly, just because treadmill, sore legs, and just not great conditions. But you're gonna have those workout days, and you just have those days in anything that you do, I think. And that evening, I didn't do any gym work. I just did stretching and mobility again, and a walk as my second session in a way. Day 6, legs were at the sores. Saturday, spent recovering in the gym, did my knee workout stuff. The knee over toes guide stuff is great. Did some rolling out, stretching, mobility, sauna. That was just a good day. And I got a lot of sleep Friday night, which was also great because your body repairs itself during those like evenings of sleep. And I also did a little bit of jiu-jitsu. It was just good to get back and do some form of movement because it isn't necessarily leg heavy, but it's just good to move around again. And then day 7, the long run, the first big daddy run, was great. Honestly, I think it was the first time I ever got to run as high. First time I ever felt that feeling of euphoria, which feels really weird. Mile 7 or so, I was running down they call it South Bank. It's just the little walkway next to the river. Right before you hit the London Eye, sun was sitting low, shining on like the old buildings. It was just a great feeling, man. Can't remember what song was playing, but it was a little bit of 80s rock. It was beautiful. It was just honestly great run. 10 miles at an 8:40 pace again. And I felt strong at the end. It feels like I could have gone for a few more miles or a few more kilometers. So that is a promising sign that I was able to get through the long run that easy, quote unquote. But yeah, so those are the general runs, general training for the week, and it just felt great. It felt good to hit the trainings hard, hit them well, and be locked in for all of them. Because at the end of the day, it's like a brick you stack. You're stacking those little small ones throughout the weeks, and maybe some point halfway through training, you never know, you might get sick. I might have a little niggle here or there, a little injury, but you look back on these early wins and these compounding wins and just momentum when you're struggling, and at the end of the day, that's going to carry through. That's going to carry me through to the finish line. I think something that's helped me is whenever I'm really tired during runs or just not wanting to do a workout or a run is I kind of visualize that last mile in the city of Vienna, that last mile before you cross the finish line. You know, everyone's cheering you on. Uh, During my visualization, I can see myself looking down at my clock and seeing, like, with a mile to go, I'm seeing like 3 hours on my clock. So that means I'll get within 3:15 easily. If I carry on with the race pace I should be running, I'll finish in like 3:10 at that point. And so it's just visualizing the end goal, I think, is important. That helps you get through those moments where it's hard and you're not wanting to do the thing. You just see what you're working towards, and then that will help you just get that extra boost, I think. And I think that's something I'm trying to do more in other areas of life as well. And I think it's useful for everyone. I know a lot of people do it who are successful, where they visualize what they want to accomplish. May it be that bank account number or that business or the amount of people they've helped or whatever it may be. That seeing that number and seeing that end visualization is such a powerful tool, I think. So that's what I've been using to get through. But let's look at nutrition, another very important part of any form of training, any form of sport, honestly. And so my macro goals, like I've mentioned before, 220 grams of protein, 350 grams of carbs. These carbs go up to 400 on the interval days and the long run days to just replenish those glycogen levels and get some reparations going on the muscles, and 100 grams of fat every day of the week. Um, and so I've been hitting these every day, which I kind of have to because I'm doing 75 hard with some friends. And so part of the program is hitting your diet, and this is my diet. But last time, or honestly, every other part during my life, if I train for something, I'll eat well for like 2 weeks, and then I'll just die off, get tired of eating. But this is going to be crucial for repairing my muscles, getting my energy back, and just pushing myself throughout these runs week after week. And especially because your body goes through so much damage, I think, running this much or training this much, that for all the other things I'm doing as well, I need to eat. And it's been hard hitting the carbs. I'm not that big of a carb guy unless it's beer. I can hit my carbs then, but if I'm just eating my natural diet is mainly protein, some potatoes, and eggs. That's what I like to eat, an avocado, but forcing myself to eat these carbs, and I think I'll have to figure out some ways to enjoy more, maybe make some like tacos or throw in some variation instead of just rice and oatmeal. And I found some really good sourdough bread, and so that's been helpful. But yeah, so I've been hitting my nutrition. That's been very helpful, and I like to eat, so I'm glad I can eat this much. So no complaints there, honestly. And then sleep is another big part. It's not been great this week. I think on average I slept about 7 hours this week, which is honestly a little bit skewed because the last 2 nights I slept about 8 hours, but the first 5 nights of the week I slept about 6.5, 6 hours and 45 minutes, which seems like a decent amount, but I'm at my best when I get about 7.5 hours of sleep, honestly. And I don't know what I've been going to bed 10:30, but I've been waking up at like 4:30 and just can't go to bed again. So, but Saturday and Friday evening, I got 8 hours both. My Garmin sleep score was at 90, which I've never had before. So I'm glad I was able to get a really good night of sleep on the recovery days and before my long run. And I think that's why my long run went so well. It's because I was able to recover properly and just get the much needed rest. So that is something I'll have to work on this week, is my sleep. But I'm glad it's trending upwards. That's all that matters, is if we're moving in the right direction. Now, looking at some general insights from Garmin, just to see what's happening, see some trends. My resting heart rate over the last 7 days has been 48, which has been pretty nice to see. Getting to that athlete zone, as they say. My average heart rate when I'm running is about 150, 151, which might be a little bit too high for easy training, but it also might be skewed a little bit by those bouts of interval training. So hopefully I can see that going down. Hopefully that trends downwards towards more like 140 over the next few weeks. And then I guess Garmin has this thing called training load, which I have no idea what it is, but mine's at 846, and Garmin says it's too high. Luckily, we don't listen to watches, and I will just keep on doing what I'm doing. I think like my metric for measuring how well I'm recovering isn't what the watch will give me. I think I'll measure my metric for recovery through my heart rate and sleep, because I've been wearing the watch for a long enough time now where I know where my heart rate should be in general, when I'm just chilling or when I'm working out. And I also know if I'm sleeping enough and if I'm sleeping my 7.5 hours a night, my recovery will be good. So those will be my two measurements, because Garmin always tells me I need like 59 hours to recover, and I don't have 2.5 or 3 days to recover, unfortunately. So let's go over some general thoughts for the week. Learning points. think the biggest learning point was just how useful rolling out and stretching is. I've been very bad at this in my life, and I've seen it this week where if I roll out and I stretch properly, my hamstring pain goes away, or it reduces a lot. It doesn't go away completely, and I just feel a lot better the next day. I'm not sore, tired, or in pain. Another learning point is figuring out my schedule. I've realized that having this morning routine, a normal, more consistent morning routine where I do it every day, doesn't matter if it's weekend or weekday, helps me get on the road quick and helps me run better because I know exactly what the first 2 hours of my day looks like. There's no waste of time. I get up, eat my pre-run meal, drink my coffee, read or do what I do in the morning, and then I get going on the run. And that's been really helpful in terms of just fitting this into my schedule, the training, and also just not having to guess what I have to do in the morning. I know exactly what has to happen, and that's been good. A positive learning point of this week is my pre-race nutrition is going well. Eating slice of whole wheat, 2 slices of whole wheat with some strawberry jam, or a slice of sourdough bread with some strawberry jam has been super helpful. I haven't felt tired during any run. I always feel like I have enough energy. It doesn't feel heavy on the stomach, and it just has been really positive to see this working out so far in week 1. And this morning for my long run, I did sourdough bread slice with strawberry jam, a bowl of oats with 40 grams of oats with some peanut butter and honey, and worked out beautifully. Again, super light on the stomach. I ate this about 45 minutes before I ran my run, so it had time to almost digest a little bit, but just felt great. No high energy, just overall good vibes. So that's been really positive to see the pre-run nutrition working out. And then just another positive is just getting through the week, getting through the first week, figuring, the first week back from holidays or Christmas break is always tough because it feels like your schedule was disrupted, and so you have to get back into everything and get back into your old routine or habit of just work and doing what you have to do in life. And so just being able to slot right into it and knock it out of the park week 1 has been a very positive thing to see for me. Some negative thoughts, or not negative thoughts, but things I need to work on and pay attention to in week 2 and onwards is my sleep schedule. Like I mentioned, during the week, my sleep wasn't great. On the weekend, it was beautiful, but so I need to try and work on that during the week. Maybe wind down sooner in the evenings, or finding time in the morning to sleep a little bit longer. So I'll have to figure that one out. Hopefully week 2 goes better. And then my right hamstring is a little bit tight, and my right IT band is tight. So I need to work on loosening those up. And because if I don't pay attention to that, it might cause injury. And so I'll work on really stretching and rolling that out and getting the massage gun going. Maybe get some Epsom salt is very nice to relax and just give your muscles some, I don't even know if it's nutrients, but it just helps. It just makes you feel so much better and helps me feel relaxed, especially if it has some CBD oils in it, the latest and greatest thing out there. And so looking ahead to week 2, what can I expect? And what I hope for to happen. So week 2, the training is very similar to week 1. Monday 3 miles easy, Tuesday 4 to 6 miles easy, Wednesday is 7 miles with intervals. And so intervals this week will look like very similar, where it's 400-meter runs, but we got some 600s in there as well this week. So it's going to be a little bit tougher to hold that pace, but we'll get through it. Thursday is 0 to 3 miles easy again, optional rest day. Wednesday, kick your ass. Friday is 4 miles of easy run. And next Sunday is only an 8-mile long run. So this week was 10 miles. Last week's a little bit shorter, which is nice. They are very similar to week 1. I think I'll be able to kill this week because it's just the same. I've killed week 1. Why can't I kill week 2? I have no reasoning for that, but I think week 2 is going to be a good one. So yeah, I'll improve on my sleeping this week, and I'll try and figure out some ways to get that better. And then things I hope to keep on doing in week 2 is my stretching and mobility. I've been doing that every night, and that's been a massive help. I'll be keep on using the steam room and cold showers in the morning after runs. That's been a big help for me, and just super relaxing way to start the day as a steam room. It's just great to feel relaxed first thing in the morning. Some people might not like that, honestly, but I do enjoy that. And then keeping my pre-run routine of eating some toast and jam in week 2, and that's been, hopefully that'll continue to help me run long and run strong. And then just maintaining that nutrition goal, and honestly just enjoying the process. It's been a good week so far, and hopefully week 2 is the same thing. But yeah, that was a recap of week 1. Hopefully next week when I do week 2 recap, it's a similar thing. Positives and no less negatives. That's the goal. That's the goal with all of these, So hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know if you have any feedback in terms of the actual episode, or any feedback in terms of what recovery might help me more in terms of my right hamstring IT band. That'll be very useful. And also enjoy the week. Yeah, that's about it. So let me know what you thought. Enjoy the episode. Kill your week. Kill your day. I hope it's a great day and a great week for you guys as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time on the 18th mile. Cheers.